Meow.
Catwoman is a superhero movie from 2004, obviously about the DC superhero Catwoman. But is it? I'm a pretty big comic book fan. I like all the Marvel movies. I go and see all the superhero stuff. I remember this movie coming out. I heard it was really bad, and then as the years have gone by, it's almost risen up into that cult status, the so bad it's good status. But does that actually hold true? Is this as bad as everybody says it is? Is it as bad as good as everybody says it is? Let's find out. Meow! We open up with Halle Berry, dead, in water. She's talking to us though, and she says that the day that she died was the day that she got to living. Or something like that. Her name is Patience Phillips, which I thought Catwoman's name was Selena Kyle. She's just an ordinary, clumsy woman caught in the rat race. She is an artist in the marketing department of a big beauty company. Her best friend at work is Miss Swan from Mad TV. Her name is Sally in this. And Sally is rubbing this beauty lotion all over her face. Remember this, it's probably going to come up later. Next, we're in a boardroom where the Merovingian from The Matrix, his name is George Hedare. He is giving a presentation about a new beauty cream that they're releasing called Beuline. And everybody in here is so beautiful. They're all so smooth and shiny. His wife, who's played by Sharon Stone, her name is Laurel. They also announced to the room that they are stepping down from the company. Next, Patience is in a meeting with both of them, and George is looking at the artwork that she did for the ads for Beuline, and he is not impressed. He doesn't like them. They're shit. They're garbage. And so is she. You're ugly. Look at you. You're disgusting. You're sick. Get out of my office. I hate you. You're fired. Until Laurel steps in and she says, honey, just let her fix it. It's not that big of a deal. Give her till tomorrow. Whatever. So they do. George says, all right, get the fuck out of my sight. Go fix your slop. Otherwise, you're fired for real. We're at her apartment and Hoobastank is playing really loud. She has a big deadline tomorrow. She can't have this. She needs her sleep. She goes to the window to try and ask all of the people if they could, hey, maybe turn the volume down just a little bit. Could you turn it down, please? Just a little bit. Nobody's paying attention to her. Nobody cares. This is hopeless. And then she looks down and she sees a little kitty cat. And then the kitty cat is gone. The next morning, she's doing some painting. Very artistically. And then the cat shows up again and it starts meowing at her. The cat goes out the window and then it moves up to a higher ledge and she's like, oh no, kitty, I have to save you. She stands on top of an AC unit and it starts to dislodge. Things are getting out of control very fast. A guy in a car sees her from the street. He gets out and he's thinking that she's about to unalive herself. Turns out he's a cop and he rushes up just in time to catch her. And that damn cat is now in the apartment, the little bastard. She has to rush out. She's late for work. She has a very important deadline. On her way out, she drops her wallet. He picks it up. This is good. Back at the office, in the lobby, they are moving out all of Laurel's old modeling pics and replacing them with a younger, hotter model. And she is super pissed. She does not like this. Tom, the cop, shows up at the office to give Patience her wallet. And everybody is gushing over him. He's so hot. She's like, oh my God, how did you find me? And not at all concerned about this. He asked her to coffee and she's like, oh my God, yeah, okay. The day flies by and she's still hard at work. She's forced to have to drop off her new art concepts herself, which is at a completely different building, I guess. I don't know why. I would think that the same department would be, who cares? She goes to this building, which I think is like some kind of lab, a testing facility, something like that. And the doors are locked. Great. What's she gonna do now? We cut to inside this facility where two men are talking in front of a TV that's got this image of a woman and her face is completely disfigured. These are the side effects from the new beauty line, Beuline. And they're talking about, we can't release this thing. This is bad. This is what happens when people use it. We can't put this on market. And who's there? Laurel. Oh my God. And she's like, fuck you. We're releasing it. Money. Patience walks in on them and her clumsy ass kicks over some beakers. And they call security and security is chasing her through the place. They're firing off shots willy-nilly, popping pipes, gas is leaking into the air. Who cares, right? She slips and slides down some mud ramp and into a tube, and then they're instructed to seal the tube. Shut her in there, Kill that woman. She runs through the pipes until she reaches an opening, and then boom, she is blasted by a huge wave of water into the river, and she drowns and dies. Her body washes ashore, and a whole gang of cats surround her corpse. The head CGI cat climbs on top of her, and he breathes some magic into her, and her eyes turn to cat eyes. She's now alive. And she's covered in poop. She hears seagulls and spiders and all kinds of stuff. Her senses are out of control. She's losing it. She's totally tweaking. Is this canon? She drowns, a cat breathes magic into her, and now she has superpowers? Now she's back in the city. She's slinking around the alleys of Gotham. Is this Gotham? It never really said. She looks like a total crackhead. She sees a fire escape and leaps up to it with ease, no problem. She looks at her reflection in the window like a crazy person, and then she punches it out and goes inside. I guess this is her apartment? And the cat is watching this whole thing, probably regretting it. Instead of sleeping in her bed, she sleeps on a high up shelf, like a cat. And then she falls off and she lands on her hands, kind of like a cat. She looks around her apartment and notices all kinds of destruction and mayhem. Who did this? Couldn't have been me. What the heck? Tom the cop is at the coffee place where she was supposed to meet him. He gives her a call and he's like, I'm not waiting any longer. She sees the cat again and she grabs him. She's like, you gotta belong to somebody, right? Luckily, there's a slip of paper with somebody's name and address on it. Ophelia Powers. She goes to her house and Ophelia's like, oh, come on in. And there are cats everywhere. She tells her that cat that she met is named Midnight. He's an Egyptian Mao. And Patience is like, I don't know what's going on, but I gotta go. And Ophelia throws this little ball at her, and she just starts rubbing this thing all over her face. This scene is hilarious. I love this. I love this so much. It's catnip. She's got it all over her nose. It's on her lips. Back in the office, George is going ballistic on her in front of everyone. He's like, you stupid bitch, you're terrible. And she's like, huh? But then she gets some confidence and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Big Shot Boss, you piece of shit. Fuck you. And then he fires her and everybody claps. Her and Sally are walking and talking on the sidewalk about what happened, and then a couple of dogs start going crazy as they're passing by her, and she hisses back at them. She stops at a jewelry shop. In the window, she sees a really ugly necklace, and she's so drawn to it. She loves this thing. And then Sally just passes out. They're at the hospital. Sally's fine. She's like, hey, you gotta make it work with hot cop guy. Tom the hot cop is at a school now. He's being motivational and telling the kids to do good stuff. She's slinking around in the background watching him, and then she hands him a coffee that says, sorry. They go out to the playground, and some kid challenges them to a game of b-ball against each other. She snatches the ball and she starts doing this wackadoo move with it. She's flying around in the air, jumping off of walls. It's awesome. And then they start playing, and they're bumping and grinding on each other while he's dribbling. She's got her hands between his legs. She's dribbling and shaking her ass and doing crossovers. Then she uses her kitty powers to dunk over him and lands on top of him. Back at the office, Laurel is brooding over these hot young model pics. She sees George with the new face of the beauty line, and she smashes a glass with her hand. No blood either. Patience is busy eating cat food from a can. She's housed off like 6 of these things. I mean, can you imagine what this bitch smells like? Sally calls her. She's still at the hospital. What happened to this chick? I'm so confused. She seems fine. She's out walking around. Nobody seems to care that she's talking on the phone constantly. Patience is talking to her about their b-ball game, and she's acting like a cat, walking on top of all the furniture in her apartment. That night, the rockers are at it again. They're being loud, and she goes out and yells at them to stop and to turn it down, and they don't listen. They say, hey lady, buzz off. So she goes over and she bangs on the door. They tell her to go away again, and then she just kicks the door down. She jumps up on the bar, she sprays the speakers down with beer, and then she uses the hose as a whip. She likes that. Then she pounces on the main guy and she tells him, hey, keep it down. This kitty's trying to sleep. She goes back to her apartment, goes into her closet, and pulls out this sexy leather outfit. She gives herself a Karen cut in the mirror. Yes, I'd like to speak with the meownager. Okay, bye. She steals some dude's motorcycle and she is flying through the city at top speed, and I think I'm gonna be sick. She parks the bike at the store that had the necklace in the window, and she sees some goons inside, stealing all of the jewels. She sneaks inside and then taunts them from a ledge up top, and they open fire. When the dust settles, she's gone. what the heck? And she swiftly takes a couple of them out. Another one starts blasting her, and she's running and jumping all over the walls, dodging bullets. She surfs on one, and then she kicks the last one in the face with a meow. Then she steals all the jewels and leaves. She wakes up in the morning, and she's like, oh my god, what happened? Where'd all these jewels come from? And then she starts putting them back in the bag, except for a ring and the necklace that she really liked. Tom is at the scene, and they find the bag. She wrote sorry on it, just like the coffee cup. And he's like, Back in her apartment, she's doing computer, and she's looking up some really great pictures of cats. I mean, look at this one. That's awesome. She searches the cat in history, and it's immediately like, demons, cats are evil, plagues, witches. She finds a painting of an ancient cat, and it looks a whole lot like Midnight. So she goes back to Ophelia's, and Ophelia's like, I've been expecting you. She shows her a book, and it has pictures of the Egyptian cat goddess Bast. Ophelia is a cat expert, and Patience is like, okay, well, what the heck does this have to do with me? She tells her that she died, and that Midnight was testing her to see if she was worthy, and that's why he brought her back to life and gave her these powers. Worthy of what? Worthy of being a Catwoman. Ah, like the title! Then she pushes her off the balcony, and she lands on her hands and feet, just like a cat. She explains to her that there have been many Catwomen throughout history, and that she needs to just accept these new powers and embrace them. Next thing you know, she's on a roof with Midnight, stroking a cat mask, and she's like, you saved me, Midnight. And now I gots to kill the motherfuckers that killed me. Next, she's in her BDSM cat outfit on the rooftop. She's walking around looking sexy. She's jumping from roof to roof. Well, I guess it's not her. It's a really bad CGI version of her. And then back to sexy walking. She's at a shipping dock, and she sees one of the security guys that tried to shoot her. She follows him to some secret club. Luckily, she fits right in. She goes up to the bar. She orders a White Russian, hold everything but the cream, and then she houses that bad boy off. She's fucking around on the dance floor, and she has a whip. She uses it to swing over to the security guy, and then she takes him out back for a good ol' ass whooping. And this guy does not stand a chance. She takes him down, and she asks why he killed the girl from the other night. He's like, I don't know. She heard something about Butylene she shouldn't have. So she heads back to the lab facility, where she finds the scientist from before, dead. A janitor spots her, and then alarms start going off. She's like, bye, I gotta go. She visits Sally in the hospital the next day. This chick has been here for several days now. What is going on with her? On the TV, they're saying that a cat lady killed the scientist at the facility. This is when Sally reveals that she's been using Butylene. Oh my god. At the police station, Tom sees the coffee cup that Patience gave him that has Sawi written on the side of it. And he's like, oh my god. He takes the coffee cup and the jewels bag to the handwriting expert and has him run a cross-reference on both of them. Do these line up? Are these the same? I know they're written exactly the same. They're pretty much identical. The handwriting guy's like, no, they're not. Actually, these were written by two different people. One is from some clumsy girl who has no confidence, and the other one is from somebody with tons of confidence. He is so relieved. Next, they're on a date at a carnival. They get stuck at the top of a Ferris wheel, and they think, oh great, now we can smooch. And as they're ready to kiss, oh, shit starts going haywire. Catastrophic failure. They're all about to die. Tom gets off to save everybody because he's a cop and a hero. When she notices that there's a kid who's about to fall out of his cart, her kitty senses are going absolutely bananas. So she slinks off, goes down and saves the kid, while Tom's downstairs smashing up stuff to stop the engines, I guess. It's nighttime, and she's at a mansion. She uses her claws to cut a hole into the glass so that she can get into the house. And as she's looking around this mansion, somebody sneaks up behind her and whaps her in the back of the head with a driver. It's Laurel. They tussle for a little bit, and then she's like, where's your husband? He killed someone. And she's like, yeah, he did. But he's not here. He's at some Cirque du Soleil show with the hot young model that I hate so much. We cut to the Cirque du Soleil show. It looks magical. She switches herself out with the model and then scratches him on the face. She's like, I know that you killed that girl the other night. He's like, huh? No, I didn't. Security comes and she jumps on stage. The crowd is losing their minds. This is amazing. I mean, she ran up the freaking wall. Tom shows up and he tells her to freeze. He tries to arrest her for like 5 minutes while she just toys around with him. It's very sexual. She licks his face. He gets her cuffed, but she slips out, obviously. She's finally cornered when she causes an electrical shortage, and she gets away in the dark. In the office, George is losing it about what happened. Laurel shows up and tells him, hey, Quit being a bitch. Be a man. He tries to smack her, but his hand gets stuck by some kind of invisible force field. What the frick? Is this that damn butylene? Back at the mansion, Laurel is slathering herself in butylene. This chick loves this stuff. She's addicted to it. But if she's so addicted to butylene, why isn't her skin all disfigured? The heck? Patience and Tom go to a sushi place on a date. They bring the food there and she starts eating all the raw fish off the tops of it. She's asking him about Catwoman. What happened? What was that about? She contemplates telling him that she is Catwoman, but she chickens out. Then it rains and they finally smooch. Whew, I've been waiting for this whole movie. They go back to her place and they get freaky. He gets up to go and grab a cold, refreshing Dasani when he steps on a jeweled claw. What in the... He's pretty suspicious now because the identical sorry wasn't enough. She wakes up. Tom's gone. Her high-tech Nokia video phone rings and it's Laurel. She says, "It's me." But she talks on it like a regular-ass phone. I don't know. What is that video intro about? Did Laurel record this for Patience for when she would call her? Or is this just standard whenever Laurel calls, this just shows? "It's me." She's like, "You were right about George. He is a bad guy and we can stop him. He's having a press conference tomorrow." Forensics runs a match on a glass that Tom stole from Patience's apartment, matches it against the lipstick from the night that she licked his face, and it's a 99.9% match. Oh my God. Back at the mansion again, Laurel's waiting by the fire for Patience. She's like, "I turned 40 and now everyone thinks I'm a monster." Then she shows her George's corpse and it's covered in claw marks. She's been framed. She starts crying and acting hysterical and then clicks an alarm. Oldest trick in the book. The cops are there in seconds. And Tom. She's hiding in the mansion when she puts on one of Laurel's tracksuits and I guess just sneaks out the front door. Back on the streets, the news stations are saying that Catwoman killed George Adair. This is horrible. She walks into her apartment and there's Tom with a gun. He's so sorry, but he's got to bring her in. And she's like, "Listen, Laurel did this, not me." And she starts crying. Tom's falling for it. He's a total sucker for this woman. This all seems like a total conflict of interest, right? Like he's been dating her. They banged. He's like, "I gotta think about this." And they lock her in a cell. He's at his desk, contemplating, revolving. Midnight shows up in the window and he sneaks into her cell. He's cool, man. Midnight is my favorite character. She can see a butylene billboard from her cell window and decides, it's time. I'm getting out of here. I'm taking matters into my own hands, honey. And she slips through the bars like a T-1000. Or like a cat. She jumps out the window and twists and lands on the road where a car bumps her in the butt, and then she steals the car. Laurel's giving a presser announcing that she's the new head of the company and the launch of butylene is on, baby. Tom's there and she's like, "Why don't you step into my office? We got some stuff to talk about." Catwoman's back at the shipping yard and she starts chaining up all these trucks and she ends up ripping all the tires and the axles off of them. There will be no distribution of butylene today. Tom's telling Laurel that he thinks, what if she actually killed George, not Catwoman? And he's playing dirty cop to get her to cut a deal. She pulls a gun and shoots his ass. She's about to finish the job when Catwoman shows up with the whip. Whap-pap! She grabs Tom and they start moving. They only stop because Tom for real got shot. I thought this was some kind of like, I have body armor on, it's okay. No, dude got capped. And then the two security guys from the beginning of the movie show up. She takes out one, Tom takes out the other. And now it's time for the big showdown. Laurel, Catwoman, it's getting hot. Laurel's shooting, Patience is hiding. She's like, "You killed me, you bitch." And she's kicking around like a ragdoll this whole time. It's hilarious. I love this. Laurel's not fighting back at all. She's just getting her ass handed to her. But none of these hits seem to be doing a whole lot of damage. It's probably because of that damn butylene. We find out that it's because her skin has been hardened. She can't feel a thing. She ends up stabbing Catwoman with a piece of glass, and now it seems like she's got the upper hand. She starts beating her ass with a pipe, and she's got her on this window, and she starts shattering it. But Catwoman pulls this cool Matrix-type move, and she whips herself back into the room, and she uses her whip to swing all over the place. She starts scratching up Laurel's face, and now you can see there's some kind of disfigurement underneath. And then Laurel trips, and now she's the one hanging over the city streets. Catwoman's like, "Give me your hand!" Laurel sees her reflection in the window, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so gross." And she falls. Or more like flips all the way down and lands at the bottom of the lobby. Great, great. I love this so much. It's the best. Tom's like, hey, thanks for your help. If you get back in your cell before morning, they'll never know that you left. And then they can't prove that you're Catwoman. Sally's out of the hospital. She's doing great. I think she's dating her doctor. Ophelia opens up a piece of art that Patience gave her, and Tom is reading a letter from Patience. Patience is saying, I like you, Tom, but I just can't be with you because I'm good, but also I'm bad. And then we see a CGI Halle Berry Catwoman do flips and jumps and sexy walks all through the city rooftops. And midnight is with her. End movie. Whew, what a piece of work that was. I thought that this was pretty fun, pretty funny, very stupid, but enjoyable. I had a really good time with it. There's so much absurdity happening all throughout it. The stunts, if you want to call them that, most of them are computer generated, but they are so weird looking. The plot is incredibly stupid. It's really dumb. It left me with a lot of questions. Maybe not a lot, maybe just one. What the hell is butylene? And why was Laurel so adamant about putting out this product that disfigures its users, like its customers? Why would you want to put that out there? Like, I get that Laurel had some kind of weird addiction to it. It was kind of giving her this super strength or something, but your customers aren't going to get that same thing. And if you're so obsessed with it, you're the head of the company. Why don't you just have them keep making it for you? It's kind of like the writers for the movie were like, okay, we are going to make a movie about a badass superhero chick. What do women like? Makeup. I am not some kind of DC Comics historian, but I don't think that Patience Phillips is a real character. Which has me begging the question, is this movie a part of the bigger DC universe? There are no references or mentions to anything. I don't know if this is in Gotham City. Are there other superheroes? Is Batman around? Nothing. The overall tone of the movie is very much of its time as well. Early 2000s, you've got a lot of pop girl, rap, badass chick stuff. It's like they saw an Eve music video and decided to make a whole movie about it. It's easily the most 2004 movie of 2004. Fortunately, or unfortunately, this movie was a big fat failure. It flopped at the box office. The critics absolutely hated it. Halle Berry actually won the Golden Raspberry for Worst Actress because of this movie for that year, and she showed up to accept it with her Academy Award, which I thought was really great. But I think that that's a little harsh, because I don't think that the acting in this movie is bad. I think that the writing and the script in this movie is really bad. And I think had Halle Berry not put in the effort to try and do exactly what they asked her to do, we wouldn't have great moments like the basketball scene or the catnip ball on the face scene. These are great. These are iconic things. So thank you, Halle Berry. I love you. I don't know if I would actually recommend watching this or not. I had a really great time with it, but it is one of those movies that I think is towing the line of it's so bad that it's good. It can be really wild and a lot of fun to watch. It's really nonsensical. There's a ton of bad CGI and just craziness happening. Halle Berry is putting in the work. She's really going for it in this and just doing really funny, silly, cat-like things. The editing is completely insane at times, but it is bad. It is really bad. I think it's so bad it's good, but I don't know. It's hard to say. It really is like right there, and it's a little fuzzy. You be the judge. But what do you think? Have you seen the 2004 classic Catwoman? Let me know your thoughts about it in comments down below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.